Hello, everybody. Oh, the fun of it all. Look at this, a new bathrobe. Oh, goodness. I love bathrobe weather. It's so much fun. Well, how are you today? This is being taped at the very end of October, and not sure where this is going, so I don't have a topic yet. But I am finding that I get a wonderful quality of comments back from most of you when there's a little bit of a Sarah Smackdown, as opposed to just a la 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 video. And I think I love how people will say to me, "Thank you so much for, telling it like it is. I needed it right at this moment." And so, are we entering into the slippery, slidey season? I would tend to think so. I mean, while I'm taping this, bulletproof coffee, waiting for my next order of it. Can't wait. I'm thinking that we're kind of on the eve of the food season, and right now we've got the Halloween candy thing right there on our doorstep, and from there we go to the Thanksgiving, the holiday baking, the holiday New Year's Eve, if that's a big celebration. And I made the mistake in another video of saying peas and salmon. I think that's 4th of July. Hello. And then Valentine's Day, and then, of course, Super Day Junk Food Sunday. Oh, my goodness, here we go. So, I had a couple of food finds, and I'm not sure if I did any introductions of them, but I've added some things to my little lineup, and one of them is this Welshire minimally processed maple sausage. And there's only like 6 ingredients, and so it did come from Whole Foods, and so I am finding that it is divine. The patties are about the size of like the top of a jar, so they're like this. They're like what an old hamburger patty probably the size was. And I'm finding that if I cut them in half and I put them in my egg cup in the morning, and in my egg cup goes lightly scrambled organic free-range eggs. I just got an 18 pack at Pete and Jerry's for $5.69, so I think that was a pretty good price. And then I add either avocado, or I just got some mini holy moles or holy guacamoles, guacamole, if I don't have fresh avocado, and broccoli or asparagus or spinach, and then the rest of the egg mixture. Oh, and then either the uncured bacon or the little bit of sausage. And I know I'm saying this right when all this hellfire is going on about all of the processed meats causing cancer, but this really isn't news. I mean, they have said this for years. And when it wasn't the processed foods causing cancer, it was the grilling that was causing cancer. So everything in moderation, right? And knowing your source of meat product, where it came from and what they did to it. And you can always buy a higher grade of hot dog and a higher grade of sausage, a higher grade of pork, grass-fed, things like that. And so if you're doing that and you're still having, like that ham that I bought from Whole Foods was level number 4, I guess, with whatever they consider the humanely care and feeding of it. So there are places, that do take care of these products. And I find that if you do go to Whole Foods and you get their magazine that I think comes out quarterly, it really is quite educational, especially the ads, which is one of those fun things. Instead of being subliminally, I'm doing all of this at 3 in the morning, so these words with the LYs are big. So, you can read a lot in the ads about the care and feeding of their animal products or their plant products or their supplements, things like that, and things that I wouldn't learn while I'm walking in the store. And so I'm really grateful for those sort of things. And I have not gotten the subscription to Rodale's organic health or something like that, or organic eating. But I do get quite a few in my little Zinio app, prevention, health, healthy eating, something like that. Anyway, they're all very fascinating. So I've been craving short ribs, and I got some short ribs yesterday at BJ's, which I pulled up a couple of recipes, and I'm going to combine the two. And very fatty, very high calorie. And so I'm going to make them. I'm going to sear them in coconut oil and then put them in the crock pot with minimal liquid. And in that liquid will be, I think, a little bit of chili powder, a little bit of xyla. So just kind of, spice it up a bit, a little bit of garlic, a little bit of sauteed onions in. So what I'm going to do is sear them in a pan on top of the stove, and then with what's left in the pan, I'm going to put the short ribs in the crock pot, and that will be tomorrow night's dinner, so I'm looking forward to it. Anyway, and I will probably take that layer of fat and toss it away, even though the high-fat people say go ahead and have it. I think that's a little bit overkill. At least it would be on my stomach. So things are going good. I'm enjoying my bulletproof coffee still, and my bulletproof cocoa version. I hope you guys are too, and looking for the unalkalized cocoa powder, which the only one I found is Ghirardelli. And the only heavy cream that I found without the carrageenan in it is the Whole Foods 365. So anyway, one of the things, what did I write down? Oh, so maybe this will turn into, I'm 7 minutes into this and I haven't gone anywhere yet. Well, how surprising! Anyway, one of my favorites was one that I did recently, the video. And in fact, it was one of the Mystery 30, and I had no idea that it was just sitting in there. And it was called The Magical Thinking. And a lot can come out of that, and that was one of the ones that I got a lot of those nice comments on. And it is true that we do have this impatient way of thinking that we should get to something faster, a goal, once we have decided. And I think that's a little arrogant thinking that, just because we finally got there, I see it in early recovery where they think there should be a parade because they, actually went through the whole meeting and didn't leave before, they came in on time and heard the beginning part, and then they heard the ending part, and, they're so proud of themselves because usually they didn't have the patience to sit still. So it's kind of like that when we decide, okay, now we're going to do something about either our weight or our head, which will lead to weight loss. And as most of you know, and probably most of you would agree with, when we entered into whatever weight loss program it was, for me it was Weight Watchers, for a lot of you it was Weight Watchers, and we'd already done a lot of the other routes, which I began in Overeaters Anonymous, so I did get some background there. I followed Hungry Girl, her whenever I saw her on TV, and also her books, and also her website, and also Spark People. And so I got a little bit of that sort of info along the way before I joined Weight Watchers. Somebody did Facebook message me that Weight Watchers is cutting back on their Frankenfoods and going to focus on healthy eating, which will be a wonderful bump for them. Most big food industries won't be making the money that they made unless they come up with a nifty way to package non-Frankenfood and not touch it and sell it. But for most of us, we know that you buy your broccoli either fresh, hopefully organic, or organic flash frozen in the winter months when things have a tendency to go sky high, and you take care of yourself that way. I just steamed some carrots to have, and I've got some steamed broccoli, and I'm going to have that tonight with chicken thighs, baked potatoes, and so yummy veggies, and a little bit of protein. You know, I still just have one little eensy little thigh. So I don't have a lot of the meat protein, but I still have it at my dinner, but it is surrounded by lots of organic, good choice veggies with the romaine lettuce and the olive oil. So anyway, with the magical thinking comes a lot of leaving where your feet are. And I think it's important to stay where your feet are, especially when it comes to food and food choices, and not go too far out. I still plan my day. I'm not Weight Watcher tracking anymore, but I am following the Bulletproof Diet Roadmap, and it is a pretty comprehensive, pretty clear-cut guide. And so with that, you know, and then I do my naked weigh-in Thursday mornings and Friday mornings, and so far so good. Now my fingers aren't crossed, and I'm not, hoping that I don't gain weight, because I have been assured, and I have been doing this for 6-7 weeks in earnest, to know that the needle has only gone down on the scale. Not that I wanted it to, but it has, with the high-fat, low-carb. And that, of course, when I listen to some of the videos for the high-fat, low-carb, they say stop eating when you're no longer hungry. And it's like, you know, fat chance of that, bud. But he's right, or she's right, because the lectin in the wheat especially would take care of the leptin, and I think of it like leptin is me purring, because leptin is the hormone or chemical that signals the brain that you've had enough. So when I was overindulging in a lot of the wheat, I never got to hear leptin, or maybe it dissolves it in the stomach or intestine or someplace. So it never signals the brain that I'd had enough. And that's where my overeating, becoming bloated, becoming all of those sort of things would happen. And, you know, one thing that we learn about wheat after we've given it up and we do research, or you're like me and you're a video swallower, like I do it every day when I walk. And so the things that I learn is that the wheat and the sugar, table sugar especially, and the high fructose, would trigger you to want to eat every couple of hours, because it zooms through your body, and that's when you are a glucose burning body versus a fat burning body. The fat takes a whole lot longer. You're not getting the lectin that is telling you to eat more and more. And so when those guys said that, and I made that, you know, that, yeah, like right, like I'm, you know, some petulant child, they're right. You know, the fat that I'm having in the oils, in the coconut oil, the avocados, and the other healthy choices, the eggs, you know, it is signaling my brain. And there are times when I'm in the middle of my bulletproof cocoa, and it's time to have my lunch, like say it's a staff meeting or something like that, which is kind of like a perfect place to sit with a table and not be barraged by clients. And so, you know, that's my designated time to have like my yogurt with my berries, and I'm not really that hungry. So it's kind of funny. So I might make my lunches a little bit smaller, so I do eat and kind of keep the furnace going, because I do like that furnace going kind of thing. But not like how it was when I ate every 2 hours when I was having wheat or some, probably sugar, but definitely the things like cereals or breads. You know, like the typical breakfast for me would be the cereal with the high fiber Trader Joe's cereal, with a mixture of the kashi stuff on top, with like a banana on top of that, with almond milk, and none of which of those are in my diet anymore. I drink coconut milk because somebody here told me not to have almond milk, when I thought that upgrading to an almond milk with no carrageenan would make it a healthier choice. And they said, no, stay away from the almond milk. And even Dr. Oz alluded to that the other day, but I digress, of course, you're surprised. And so now it's just the coconut milk. And so I'm not having my normal, for me, my SAD, Standard American Diet, cereal, banana, and my almond milk for breakfast. I'm not. I'm having my bulletproof coffee and then going 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 hours from when I had dinner before I have my next meal, which is high fat, high protein, low carb, eggs and bacon or something like that, or my egg cup. And that is between 9 and 10. And then, so I'm breaking my fast, as it were, with that food item, but there's no carbohydrates in it unless it's the egg cup. And, but they're veggie carb. And I don't have my fruit until noon or 1, which is always my organic berries. I gave up all the other fruits that I was having, the free fruits from Weight Watchers. So there's a lot of conscientious, I was eating healthy when I was tracking, and I did give up the table sugar, and I did give up the wheat while doing the Weight Watcher tracking. And it kept me, it kept my head sane, it kept me safe, because I need my head to be safe with my food items. And then along came Dave Asprey, and I just jumped onto that. I mean, it was kind of funny. It was like I was ready, and there was nothing that was going to hold me back from making the switch. And it was like a light bulb switch. And, well, maybe it wasn't. There was a little slowness in between. I was still doing the counting of points and staying within my points, and I was maintaining my weight, which is so low that I can't even believe that I'm here. I've never been here in my entire life. And things that I bought in the spring, little pixie pants at Old Navy, in the one size, I had to go down a size with that, and just from adding the coconut oil. And then in my fall purchases of pixie pants, I had to go down another size. And so it's like, wow, I'm really amazed. I don't want to go down another size. But, so there was a segue from the tracking. And what I was still doing was tracking my 26 points, even though I was on maintenance, and then adding my coconut oil, which I wasn't tracking. And then I added the bulletproof coffee in my journey. And so then I wasn't tracking the butter that I put in it or the heavy cream. And so then it just became, like, what are you doing? And, take that $20 a month. And okay, here's my logic. And pounce on me if you want. But the $20 a month that I was paying for Weight Watchers, now that I feel safe, if I didn't feel safe, I wouldn't do it. If I didn't feel safe, I might do Spark People or MyFitnessPal, a free app, or Lose It, one of those food apps, not the points, but the calories. But I'm not counting calories anymore because my leptin, the hormone or the chemical, is signaling my brain when I've had enough. And I actually stop when I've had enough, which is absolutely, totally amazing to this food addict that never felt full. But anyway, so, oh God, I hope I don't lose my, oh yes. So with the $20 a month that I am saving from not being a Weight Watcher member, that's $240 a year. And yes, my insurance program did cover it the first year I was on, and I got reimbursed. So that was great. But now I'm not reimbursed because Blue Cross does not reimburse. It would reimburse a gym membership and maybe Jenny Craig, but I don't think, or maybe a Weight Watcher meeting, but I don't attend. So anyway, I digress. The $20 a month that I'm saving is $240 a year. And if I take that $240 and I apply it towards publications for my Kindle, either magazine forms or books that promote healthy lifestyle eating, that have a little of this and a little of that, take what you want, leave the rest. Because in my food plan, I do have dairy, and Dave doesn't, although he's got dairy on his list, what he has for dairy is the grass-fed butter, and the nut milks, but not, I still have the high fat Greek yogurt, and I do have cheese on my egg cup and things like that. And it works for me. And of course, the people that are touting the high fat, low carb say, find what works for you, which is how I've always felt, which is how Weight Watchers technically promotes themselves. You find what works for you. You're choosing what goes into your points. And so that works. You're not eating what some other food plan might tell you to eat with no choices. And I'm one of those people that wants my own choices because it's a lot easier to swallow something that's my own choice, right? I mean, if I get to choose if I'm having organic berries or an apple, then I'm happy. But after seeing those high carbs in one apple, I think there were 27 carbs in an apple, I was like stunned. I don't know if any of you were when I did that low carb veggies and low carb fruits, or maybe that hasn't come up yet. Maybe it has. I'm not sure. One has been posted. I'm not sure if it was the veggie or the fruit. So, we learn as we go. And so with this 240, it's my allowance for publications. So I can buy a book like Dave Asprey's Bulletproof Plan, or buy his diet roadmap, or buy, Dr. Stephen Finney's publications from a number of years ago when, nobody was quite on board with what he was believing, but they are now. Or buy the Wheat Belly cookbook. The wheat, going without the wheat is clearly the first and hugest step that I made. And all things fall into place after that. So when you talk high fat, low carb, it's assumed, which is kind of funny because it's like going to AA and assuming that everybody around you is sober when indeed that's not necessarily the case. So the assumption is that you're not having high fructose corn syrup, you're not having table sugar, and you're not having wheat. The upgrades to that are no grains at all. So this is definitely a process. Some of you are in the tribe, some of you are skirting the outside and just beginning. That's great. It's wonderful. Hey, if what your goal is still is to lose some stubborn weight, especially if you're an older woman like me, then welcome aboard, because having that coconut oil, having that olive oil, having that avocado, having that, what are some of the others, whatever it is that makes the needle move down, it's wonderful. And I am delighted that you are here with me and trusting the process. If you're not there yet, that's just fine too. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm excited for Weight Watchers and what they're going to tell us. It's an exciting time, It's when there's honest, genuine, and authentic coming at you from whoever is touting whatever food plan. Isn't that great? Doesn't it help? And then when somebody comes on my Facebook page and says, look out for that chemical, it's dubious or suspect, I love it because it's another upgrade. And how wonderful is that? The carrageenan, for starters, little things like that. The person that said no almond milk, just have coconut milk. Okay, I will. Look out for those chemicals in processed meats, like the whole, the World Health Organization, WHO, is saying. Okay, got it. I will go to Whole Foods and do my investigation, I will get a publication that will talk about these things. I will read more organic publications. I will see the difference between grass-fed, free-range eggs, butter, dairy products, animal products, and organic. Is there a difference? You bet there is. So look at the Doritos effect. I bought that book. Whoa! So there's so many things to learn, and it's so wonderful. And it's like, if you're late on board like I am, I'm 65. Just think of like being younger and just, taking care of yourself younger. Oh, the chances you have, those metabolic diseases and those chronic diseases that are going to bankrupt all of us, the diabetes, the diabesity, the obesity, the heart disease, all of those, those things are going to bankrupt us Americans and the entire world. You wait, it's coming. Oh boy, look out, Medicare. We'll be taken out to pasture. But anyway, I've gone on long enough. My bulletproof coffee needs a bump. I need to email, I need to Facebook, I need to YouTube. I'm having a busy day. So I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope that you can comment below. I've gone 25 minutes. Oh my God, you guys are going to be late for work. Hurry. See ya. Bye.